Good evening, everybody. This will be a Division B Blood League round forecast between Mech Enjoyers Union and Esrot. This is going to be cast by myself, Bacon, and joining me today is Navid. How are you doing this afternoon, Navid?
Pretty good. Hopefully we have a good match today.
Hopefully we have some drops. We will have
Yes.
to see. It appears that both teams are locked, which is good.
Very good, fast locking of drop decks, which is what you want to see.
Yep. And on we go to the first match, which is HPG Manifold.
Yeah. I can go over the Esrod Max, then you can go over the Mech Enjoyers.
Sounds good.
Right, dropships coming in. I can see Esrod bringing in a Viper, a Direwolf, of course, for Overwatch, a Phoenix Sock, 2 Fire Starters, and 2 Night Gears for extra wall protection. What do they have on Mech Enjoyer's side?
Mech Enjoyers has got 2 Hunchbacks, a Corsair, Night Gear, Crusader, and a Firestarter. So it appears that they have a bit of some trade with a bit of some Wolfpack action.
From first glance, the two teams seem to be taking very, very similar decks. They have good wall presence and they have good wolf packs for the basements.
We have gained Epsilon.
I would say Emmy's taking a stronger presence on going towards
Kappa is
Theta.
under enemy control.
Yeah. One thing with the hunchbacks that Emmy's bringing is that these things. Okay, so one of the hunchbacks is ER large, pure ER large. So that's not the typical
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
hunchback with SPLs. The other one is BRPPC and SPLs. So one of the hunchbacks is more suited for basement fight. The other ones is purely for wall control. Yeah, so essentially 3 mechs on wall trade for each side and 4 mechs able to contest basement so far. Skye Rangers taking the basement, taking Theta. And sort of like staying
Apostle
there
Burke is taking quite a bit of damage in his Night Gear back here. Yeah, he's back here on this corner next to Gato.
Yeah.
Apostle's taking a bit of damage. Gato, he has a bit of damage as well.
Yeah. At the same time, with these positions, I feel like Esrat's gonna lose control of Kappa.
Well, Emmy is going for this gank on Black Cayman. Possibly. They see him. Oh, they shot at him. Oh, I would not have shot. I would have flown up there. He seems to have not realized, perhaps looking at the match clock a bit here too much, that he's being attacked.
Yeah, while that's happening, the Wolfpack on Esrat is not responding to.
They are now. They're coming, but not before Cayman's getting halved and you know.
Yeah, for one moment, it felt like the Wolfpack was going to do a counterattack on.
Appears that he lost his watch arm, left arm down.
But it didn't happen.
Esrot's trying to make it up, but Thork misses the jump. Rather
so now these Mech Enjoyers mechs on Kappa, they might be in a little bit of trouble because
they're separated. Primo should go down here.
Yeah, they're very separated and they're being attacked by 4 mechs.
Yep.
I think one of these guys need to break off and just like run.
Yep, Dubious is running.
Take the loss. You lose 1 mech.
I think Primos might make it.
No, I don't think so. You won't make it.
No, he's not going to make it.
It's like 4 mechs shooting your legs. It's over. So Esrod
Just
actually
kept
loses.
running and left Steve the Lerm King Crab behind. But I mean, that's a Crusader. Crusader should slap these lights.
Yeah. Yeah, so they did the right thing. In such situations, if you see that there's an obvious trap, you don't stay
Kappa is
against
under enemy
the
control.
odds. You try to save one of your light mechs and accept the loss for one, which is what you need to do in these fights.
How healthy is Brightwing here? Healthy. Paradox is pretty healthy. Dajadas. Pretty healthy. Dajadas says have all these lights are going to be on him here in a moment.
Yep.
And
So
I don't
far-
see...
Resource point Theta is ours.
Is Paradox
He's-
also full ER large lasers? No, he's got the PPC small pulse.
Yeah, one of the
Dajadas is gonna
Hunchbacks
go
is
down
PPC,
unless
yeah.
he falls down sooner.
Up until this point, ME was winning decisively on trades, wall trades.
It's just the lights. The lights.
Yeah,
are...
but now the Wolfpack from Esrot is trying to flush them off the walls. Yeah.
This
At the s-
Crusader needs to be aggressive. Like, you are the screening mech for this push here, my guy. You need to get in there
Yeah.
with your small lasers. Like, stop using your PPCs. Get the fuck over here and start slapping these light mechs.
Yeah, the Crusader needs to go in and use his small lasers. Otherwise, the
He's using his small
ERPPCs...
lasers at like fucking 400 meters. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he needs to come in right now. Otherwise, they are going to... Okay, you got a backshot on the Phoenix Hawk, but he needs to come in so that these lights don't clean up his entire mech.
No, they just cleaned up 2 mechs.
Yeah. And now it's just like too late for this move.
He
You're
needed to
done.
be there like 20 seconds earlier.
Yeah, you're the
Dubious
next
and the
Neo
Firestarter
on
also
the
needed to
place.
be in. Paradox could have been in.
Yeah. These two, Hunchback and the Firestarter, can deal with these guys. Potentially. Like, the Hunchback needs to get in and uses his small pulses.
Yep. I felt like Emmy could have received that push quite easily if they just received it instead
Theta
of
is controlled by the enemy.
not.
Yeah.
Like, even though they lost the light mech, they could have still received that, I feel like. No problem.
Yeah. Emmy, I feel like Emmy is still in it, but in that little fight that was there with the Hunchback and the Firestarter, if the Hunchback and Firestarter actually committed and took out these two Firestarters, it would have been a lot easier because they gave these Firestarters time to run away. And that means that you are going to be chasing caps after potentially 3 light
Resource
mechs.
point Theta is ours.
Yeah, you can already see one of the Firestarters breaking off for Gamma. The other 2 coming for Theta, but again, these guys need to make short work of these. The Viper's pretty hurt.
Yeah, the Viper of yeah,
Okay.
Gay Fox.
Firestarter
takes
goes
some
down.
damage.
You need to take the Viper down.
Come on, get his side torso. You can get him dubs.
Need to... Okay, Paradox needs to grab Theta at the moment. And then this
Looks like
Viper goes
Gato is
down.
definitely coming down into the basement as well with his
Yes.
wolf. Dire wolf.
I want to say that this is over in favor
They
of
have
Esrot
resource point Gamma.
at this point.
Well, because they have a mech cap.
Yeah, the caps are pretty much even, and Esrot has 3 cap, and
Resource point
I don't
Theta
think there is
is
a way
ours.
out of this for Emmy.
Paradox
it's
is
sort
just sitting
of-
still. There he goes.
It's sort of mathematically impossible for Emmy to win at this point.
The enemy has
And
capped enough
it's
resources.
a kill.
We
and-
Paradox
failed.
is downed by the dire wolf. He's getting the back caps. GG's on the first drop.
On the opener, Emmy was looking a lot better than Esrod in wall trades and sort of like movements. But at the key moment that you needed your screening mech, like your main anchor DPS mech, like the Crusader with your big mechs, that didn't happen. And after that, there was another stage that they should have played a little bit more aggressive and took out like a couple of those fire starters. They didn't take the chance, and Estrad played it well.
Yep, they responded with their lights pretty nicely.
Yeah, they realized the situation well and sent a light for Cap just in time. Okay, we're going for Vitric Station here.
Mm-hmm.
On this map, caps are a little bit closer to each other, but teams can still go for cap control, as we've seen a few times so far. Could he either come up to a straight up push, or teams basically trading and trying to get the upper hand on caps. Okay. Mech is locked. Interestingly enough, Mechangers have 3 mechs in Bravo lands. Just sort of a rare thing to see. Okay. We're going in. Apparently, by chat, I'm assuming that Esrad hadn't said
Command,
locked
coming in.
yet
Capture and hold the resource
The-
points. Stop any hostiles that
when the
get in
match
your way.
launched.
I don't know.
Just observing.
Appears that they have an aggressive deck. They've got double Kodiaks, double Mistlinks, double Viper. This is a very much a full sended deck with Daka.
We've captured
Yeah.
resource points.
On
They've
ME
taken
side,
its
I
sword.
see a
They
little bit
have
more
resource point
receive rather than full aggression. They have two Annihilators, basically perfect for receiving a push. And they have the usual DPS wolf pack that probably is going to be in front of them. Like the Annihilators are 1As, and they are using AC5s and light PPCs as is more common.
Confirming that we have possession of Kappa. Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Kodiak 3s. If I have to guess, I want to say that the Kodiak 3s work better in a receive config rather than push.
I mean, they do have the
Just-
high amounts, but yeah, no, they're kind of slow.
Yeah, they have really good DPS and stopping power, but their hitbox profile and speed usually doesn't fit a push profile well.
also-
For example, go ahead.
Astaroth's flanking around the edge of the map here with their jump jet lights. They're gonna jump up and go for this Annihilator. The Annihilator sees them. Okay.
Yeah, they're
So it's
scouted. They're
thing
scouted.
is,
Like, there's like
I feel like the Lantern and the Stormcrow and the Firestarters beat this MG push that's gonna come up. Assuming
Yeah.
they primary the right, sticking on a primary.
yeah, I don't think they've synced up the Kodiaks with this push well.
Oh, the
They're
lights
still-
are just leaving. Okay, on this push, you want to focus on these light mechs.
Yeah,
They're the big damage, not the assaults.
yeah. For example, that Annihilator Johnny Black can turn around and shoot that Mistlinks, but of course, with the Mistlinks is hurt a little bit, so that might not be needed. The remaining ME mechs are actually pretty fresh, and they should be able to finish off the rest of them.
Fork is going down soon. Cayman's shielding his legs pretty well.
Yeah.
Metafox is legs.
Yeah, if these guys are all legged, I think Mech Enjoyers should break off right
Dubious
now and
overheats.
go for
Oh, no.
caps. And go for caps. Yeah, Dubious recognizes
He's stuck.
the situation
Is he stuck?
and he's gonna leg himself.
Sir Haven is really weak.
Yeah.
Dubious is fighting 2v1 in a rough position here. I think you just run.
Dubious needed to run and take these fights on a cap point. Okay, he got a mislinks, and it's a 1v1 now.
You got to drop on him, my guy. He's got 3 small pulse left.
Yeah. He has arm mounts. Dubious has arm mounts. He needs to. Okay, I don't think Viper's going for caps, but yeah, Dubious doing the right thing, capping Theta.
Holy shit, what is wrong with the stream?
What's going on?
It's just consistently saying that the encoding's overloaded, but it's not using any of my internet connection or any of my PC. So
Okay.
I'll have to adjust that.
Okay.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Okay, so Dubious. I think Dubious needs to go towards the Viper. Yes, he is going. And another note for these light and medium mechs, there is a skill node called Speed Retention. It's always worth it to take one of those for your light and medium mechs. Because instead of 40 kph, you would be going 50 kph when you're legged. And it's going to count in these situations. And it's going to be a really, really big factor. I think this Viper just is going to continue towards Kappa. And I don't think Dubious will be able to catch up to him. Yeah, he sort of like delayed the response when the Viper dropped down. Because you have to know that if you try to go on a when you're 3-capped and there's a legged enemy mech close to you that you can engage or kill because like it's 21%. You better kill that because otherwise you're going to be chasing because the situation is like you're 3-capped and no matter what happens you will be the one chasing the 3-cap the entire remaining time unless you take care of that mech.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
Unless Dubious can do a mad cutoff to this Viper. For example, the Viper took the outside of the map to get to Kappa, but Dubious can take the tunnel to get closer to Kappa. So that's closing the distance a little bit, but this Viper is going to move towards Theta or Gamma. I think Gamma is going to be a little bit more challenging for him to reach because then this Firestarter will be able to defend Kappa, Sigma, and Theta while the Viper is still going towards Gamma. Come on, Dubious. Come, grab Kappa. That's what you want to do. We're watching. Oh no! Come grab Kappa, my man. Nope, it's over. It goes in favor of Esrot. That's their second win.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
Yep, it was a pretty messy brawl. Certainly all over the place. But yeah, I think Emmy could have brought it back if they responded better. But in the heat of the brawl, it's usually hard to think about how the match is going to go. You still alive, Bacon?
Yep. No, I'm just trying to adjust stream settings with what I can adjust, and it's not really making much of a difference. So it appears that after this, I'll need to take an hour or two and actually just mess around with the settings.
You want me to cut off my?
I already closed it. It's fine. It's not that.
Okay.
Like I'm literally using less than 20% of my CPU or of my computer's resources, and I'm using half of my internet connection, and it's still being choppy. So I'm sure I'll have to mess with it afterwards.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot just stop and start the stream because there's a 5-minute delay, and it would mess everything up. So we're just gonna have to live with it.
Yep, I'll have to deal with it. Okay, now the Super Mario map with the mushrooms. Looks like Emmy has been on the clock with the locks, which is it's pretty good. They don't want to. They're not taking any chances.
Honestly, if Dubs just chased the Viper, like as soon as he killed the one mech, just went for the Viper and dropped on him,
Yes,
I think he would have killed him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like when you're
There's a one-touch CT Viper against a fire starter with full small pulse. Like,
yeah,
click.
you're 3 caps behind. You're 3 caps behind, and if you let, and you're both legged, if you let the other capper leave, you're gonna be chasing a 3 cap for the remainder of the match. Like you need to kill it before you think about caps. And that point, caps wasn't even like a big number.
Oh man, this is so choppy still. You can see it in the preview window. So weird.
Yeah. Was it like this before?
No, it wasn't like this last week. It's just been like this week. I'll mess with it later. So we'll try not to move around the camera too much.
Dropship's coming in.
Command coming in.
Okay, Mech Enjoyers.
Stop any
They
hostiles
have.
getting your way.
Oh, interesting. 2 Marauder 4As. And a 70-ton Marauder, the Bounty Hunter, a Timberwolf, and 2 Fire Starters, and a Phoenix Hawk.
We have Gamma.
Very interesting setups on
Kappa is under
the Marauder
enemy control.
4As.
They've taken Epsilon.
One of them is 2 snub PPCs and 5 or 4 large lasers.
We've captured
The
resource
other
point
one
Sigma.
is large pulse, ER large, and 2 ER mediums. So basically, these Marauder 4As, one of them is a mid-range with 5 large lasers and 2 snubs. The other one has some long-range ER large, but has
Theta is
mid-range laser
controlled
bomb as
by the
well.
enemy.
So definitely an interesting combo.
Yeah, and Esrod's taking the high ground here in the Echo 4 kind of castle area. They have secured this, whereas for the opposing, I didn't realize this, but there's another little castle over here. It's just a little smaller. Not quite as good.
Yep,
Can't
it
really
is a
get good
bit.
angle. Also, let
It
me
is a
know.
bit exposed.
Let me know in chat if the stream's a bit clear. I think I've adjusted things enough, perhaps.
Mm.
Looks like we get a bit of a push here coming in.
Yeah, mech engineers are testing the waters.
Definitely slow rolling this corner, which has got this giant mushroom in the way. We can't see anything.
Yep. Ooh, Shones is taking a lot of fire with that jump. That was not a good trade. Yeah. Mech engineers definitely winning these trades. If it goes on like this, they
Yeah.
would just kill these mechs.
Gray Fox there is
Unless,
definitely CT'd. Apostle's also CT'd.
yeah, the
Emmy's going for a
Marauders.
bit of a split push here.
Yeah, the Marauders like wrapping around the left side, trying to catch these, the Crusader and the Black Lantern. But Duke Neto is alone on that push. The rest of his team needs to follow.
Oh, Black Cayman might be getting.
Yeah, but now Estrad has responded to this. Apostle took a really bad trade with that. Lost half of his mech. Black Cayman might be in a little bit of trouble if Emmy realizes and
He can't get up this mountain.
yeah.
No, he's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Looks like he wasn't watching how much time he had left to fly up there.
Yeah. It should have happened earlier if Duke Neto had the rest of his team with him. Yeah, I think at this point this is just cleanup for Emmy.
Yeah, Gato should be going down next. Maybe not. Gray Fox.
Yeah. I expect it to be like a 7-0, but we'll see.
Judging by my preview window, the stream is much clearer. And just let me know in chat if we're still good. Just up to fork.
There is a flea running around, fighting this timber. There's smoke coming out of this flea's legs.
Oh, his legs are both turbo fucks. And both legs.
We've gathered enough
Very
resources.
decisive
This
win from
triumph will
Emmy.
provide us huge tactical benefits.
They didn't lose a single mech.
Yeah, they sort of like kept the death ball rolling. Each side they wanted to go, and sort of like there was a split response by Esrot. Like every time one of them peaked for a trade, 5 mechs shot at him. Like at anyone tried to do that, they needed to sort of like sync their peaks and pushes better. Even thinking about like, why are we peeking into 4 mechs? We can just like sit back and create a situation where they have to pick into our 5 of our mechs. So they sort of like bled a lot of armor in this fashion. Like everyone trying to do it individually, taking fire from 4 or 5 mechs. instead of just like sitting back. Like they're in a low ground. We have the caps. Like any movement that they're gonna do, they're gonna crest and ridge peak against us, and we can just like lay into them. They just were a little bit too much aggressive that they didn't need to, in my opinion.
So we should be getting a side swap, which appears is happening right now. And then we go on to the fourth map, which is Caustic Valley. Johnny Black really pumping last match, 785.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Emmy was just able to get much more DPS out. And judging by the paper dolls, a lot of it went CT. Like their aim was on point.
Yes. It's like they brought like mostly laser vomit, including those marauders, the big marauders. And every time anyone peeked them, like they were peeking against 5. While like, and they were doing it like one at a time. So basically, at some point, every one of those SROT mechs have taken like a 5 mech laser vomit gangbang in their face. So Emmy had an easy time cleaning that up. Well, we're in the yellow map.
Caustic. I could
Yes.
see both teams pushing. I could see both teams receiving.
Yeah, it's hard to call it here because, like, I know that the typical go-to strat is like pushing, uh, but you can actually like receive if you spread your mechs like into good positions, screen them well. But yeah, we can see anything here, honestly. Probably a push, but we'll see.
All right, one final stream adjustment. And this should be pretty fine-tuned on the fly. Appreciate your patience, viewers, through
Yeah.
these mild technical
Looking at
difficulties.
the looking at the stream, I can see that it's smooth. So
Yeah, it should be smooth now. So
hopefully there's no problem. Okay, we're going in to the fourth drop.
yep, currently 2-1 Astaroth's favor. Fourth drop, Caustic Valley.
Good teams coming in. From Mech Enjoyers, I can see a trade receive
Command coming in. Capture all
from the
resource
assault
points.
mechs
Stop any hostiles
with
getting
heavies
your
and
way.
lights and mediums gearing up for like a screen DPS receive. Esrot, also the same idea. They have
We have gained
a
Epsilon.
Direwolf and a Bloodass Rancor as a receive mech, with the rest of
Enemy
them
forces have Sigma.
playing as a Wolfpack in cap control. So yeah, two very similar ideas. We'll see how they play it.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Yeah, right off the bat, I feel like Mech Enjoyers have a better sort of like DPS pack.
Except they didn't cap. Both teams didn't cap.
They-
Oddly enough.
Yeah. They're
Kappa
probably
is under
expecting a
enemy
push,
control.
so they probably can fan out and do their home caps now that they know that
Theta
enemies
is
not like
controlled
full
by the
pushing right
enemy.
from right from the get-go.
Gray
Interestingly,
Fox getting slapped pretty hard there on that peak. Just on
yeah,
way
the
out.
Black Lantern, Gray Fox, the Black Lantern, he had some medium lasers on his Black Lantern. Let me check.
Yeah, he's got 5 ER mediums and light machine guns.
Okay, so this is definitely a hold strat with cap control. But Mech Enjoyer is just full cap Theta, which is actually pretty huge.
Honestly, if Emmy just turbo pushed, they would just slaughter these mechs here, I feel like.
Yeah, it's like you right from the get-go, you can't really predict the builds unless you like see a bunch of them. That okay, so Black Lanterns, they are mediums.
Fork
So
is
there's no
possibly going around for this Corsair, by the way. Keep an eye on him.
Okay. Yeah, Jaegers has been taking a lot of fire, seems like, in his Corsair. Trading against, yeah, he's open CT already. And he's trading against like Direwolf and a Rancor. I don't think he can afford to trade anymore like that. Probably take a new angle.
Recap. Dubious in this
Yeah.
light mech. I feel like just needs. Oh, he's.
Yeah,
Do
this
they know the flea's
flea.
coming?
Yeah, this flea is taking a risk. If he's going for Kappa, he can't be
They
cut off,
know.
and a fire starter is
No,
already
this-
intercepting him.
He's going for legs. Oh, where's Dubious at? Come on, Dubious, stop capping. Get on him. Now he's gone.
Oh yeah, we have a Stormcrow here. That's gonna really hurt this flea. So yeah, they definitely wanted to go for a Kappa
Flea's pretty fresh,
push.
though. You got any damage in it at all. Algerian could 2v1 this. An ER medium, light machine gun lantern, and a
I feel
flea.
like the Lanner would want to stay at a
His Crusader
distance.
just goes down.
Oh yeah, that was near Theta. Was
Yeah.
that? Oh yeah, they double legged him.
Yeah, the shooting
there wasn't-
legs on the Crusaders.
Yeah. Yeah, the Crusader was double legged. And also this Black Lantern with ER mediums, he's also shooting legs. I mean, if you have longer range and they can't reach you with smalls, well, why not? Just pin them in place.
I feel like these Stormcrows need to go in.
The Stormcrow needed to attack that Black Lantern.
And the fire starters as well. Like, they're playing in the back.
Yeah.
They need to be on the front line.
Yeah, I feel like that. Okay, so they know that they have 3 cap right now, but they cannot
Okay, well,
let.
one of the lanterns is legged. Or sorry, the Stormcrows is legged. And dead.
Yeah, they cannot let Ezra to concave them like this. And if you notice, Black Cayman in the Direwolf has done a really wide flank towards Kappa. And if he goes further, he can potentially block like their entire backline of Mech Enjoyers completely.
Paradox is trying to guard the leg. He's doing a decent job of it so far. He goes down. Dubious goes down.
Yeah, I think this is cleanup for Esrod.
It is going to be cleanup.
Yeah, Mechangers definitely had the window to be aggressive on the right from the start, but they pulled back and gave Esrod the time and opportunity to properly concave them from every side, and they had the weapons like mid-range lasers to do it well. That gave their assault mechs to sort of like take better angles so that their brawlers couldn't like really like push onto the medium range mechs that they brought. Yeah, this is something that they needed to realize right from the start.
Yeah,
And,
when if you see the lantern with ER mediums and light machine guns, that's like a clear indication they don't have push defense in my mind.
yeah, that's a sign.
If I
yeah,
see
that's a
that,
sign.
my instinct is like I want to hold W because I know I'm gonna win that fight.
Yeah, and you can also see like the blood as for Anchor, like as the like Anchor trade mech, like putting out almost like 900 damage. It shows you that the center piece of the map was in complete control of that blood asp. Like when you see a Crusader being double legged without any brawlers near to him, you know that something with long range has been pinning him down, firing at him anytime he tries to make a move, and it definitely shows on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that was two traders versus two traders.
It was mostly two traders versus one because I think the Jaegers got his CT open like very early in the game. That effectively puts you out of the game, and also noting that the side that Esrod had, like you has sort of like higher elevation compared to the side that Mech Enjoyers had. So anytime like they could see towards the back of Theta that Mech Enjoyers mechs were trying to hold, and that Bloodhouse could put a lot of shots into the areas that Mech Enjoyers basically had as their own backyard, which like it showed that the Bloodhouse, not even moving from that position, managed to get a lot of damage from where he was. All right.
Crimson Strait is the next map.
Okay, Estrad has locked, but they're at 425 tons, which means if they drop like this, they're gonna forfeit. Okay.
I'm not saying anything.
No, I'm not saying anything because I have no authority here.
Well, they said locked.
Yes, of course. I mean,
That's fine. So, judging by the rules, being that SROT has locked in over tonnage, it appears that they should auto forfeit this last drop. I imagine both teams will opt to play.
Yes. I mean, Emmy can just like lock and launch and oh, they unlocked now.
No, they can't unlock.
Yeah, they unreadied.
So now they've done two things that are a forfeit. I'm going to note this.
Mm-hmm. Well, according to the rules.
According to the rules. Well, that's for the refs to decide after the fact. But
yes, they'll for the refs to decide, and they can just play it.
Yeah, definitely still play the matchup.
Okay. Emmy is locked. And they can launch it anytime they like. Okay.
Firm reminder to ensure that your deck is proper, complete, and your tonnage is correct before saying ready and locked. Otherwise, you end up in a situation like SROT here, where you...
Correct.
I believe this is their second or third time recently where there was an issue bringing too many of one weight class or heroes, something like that. On to the last drop.
Yes. Interesting. Some of these ships actually have names on them. Yes. Yeah. And they're all called Lebedev Nautical Enterprises.
Command coming in.
Very good.
Capture and hold
Might
the
be some
resource
lore.
points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Emmy seems to be bringing Warhammer Mauls, Bounty Hunter in a night gear with a wolf pack. What's on these Mauls?
We have gained Epsilon.
large ER mediums. Laser vomit.
So Esrod is bringing like a receive deck by the looks of it. Rancor and Direwolf, of course. An Incubus 5. An Orion Skule. A Shadowcat. Stormcrow and a Flea.
Have Gamma.
What's on the Stormcrow? The Stormcrow has 2 ER PPCs and small pulse and micros. It's on the Shadowcat. Shadowcat is heavy, large ER mediums and light machine guns.
For the push around this backside of the island.
Yeah. By the looks of it, Esrod has the proper deck to stop this. If they play it properly. The
Gosh,
Orion
that's-
skill is ER large Gauss.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Yeah, it appears to be a little even, although Grave or Apostle here seems to be eating a bit more damage than everyone else.
Yeah, he's been trading against that Warhammer.
Johnny Black's also and Dodge. Both the Warhammers are just eating damage pretty hard. It's a squishier assault mech. From my best
Yeah, it's
memory.
basically against this Orion. They both have 4 ER larges, but the Warhammer has 1 more Gauss than the Orion. So it's expected to, like on a one-on-one, the Orion is taking more fire. Fleece has the Flea has closed the concave on the right side. Just needs to be careful not to give free shots into the Orion. Losing a leg for nothing is not good. Yeah, interestingly, ME didn't go for the back of the island. They actually went in towards the water. This is actually a good move because it masks out the Rancor and the Direwolf who were gearing up for island, like behind island push, and now they're in the city without the Direwolf and the Rancor actually landing a single shot on them. So this is actually pretty good. They've left the Warhammers on the island.
Yeah, bit of crossfire with
Yeah.
Warhammers.
Yeah, really, really good move
This Flea
from
coming
ME.
up behind him. Fork out Duke Neko.
Yeah.
Duke Neto. No, he doesn't.
That was a good move by ME, but
Well, they're
now
pushing across the
Esrod has
water.
Esrod has realized this, but this is the keep moment. ME needs to attack these bigger mechs near
While they're
FC.
exposed.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're being distracted by this Flea.
yeah, and this Direwolf and Rancor need to get shot in the back.
Yep.
Rancor is
Fork is
taking a
now
lot of
lagged.
fire.
Let's go CT on the Flea when it's lagged, my guys. Bit of fire coming out from everywhere here. Algerian's taking a 2v1 by himself.
Okay, Fork goes down.
On down.
Yeah, they need to clean up the mechs on Epsi. Honestly, the Flea on ME side could potentially think about going for caps.
I would. If they lag this Shadowcat,
No, I mean ME is basically now like 4 down, and it is a bit hard to come back from.
yeah. I don't
It's
know
like
about
the
the
Direwolf.
Wolves. I don't.
Yeah, the Direwolf
Captured resource point
is
Sigma.
pretty fresh. It's like the movement from ME was actually pretty good to cross the water when the traders were not prepared for. But at the same time, they should have moved those Warhammers towards the boat in the middle, like towards the water in the middle as well. Because the living on the island, like what happened just then will happen.
They
I
have
think
resource point
I mentioned
Gamma.
that okay, so they left these guys on the island, which puts them in a little bit of danger. Like they should have moved towards the boat. so that they push them towards that Epsi corner. The lights wouldn't be able to charge them like that because the rest of the team is already on the upper city near Gamma.
Artillery strike
And this gives them a window to send a fleet to get Theta and potentially get a 4 cap on them. Like Gamma, Theta, Kappa, Sigma, and just sit on it. And the Warhammers just like keep trading.
Almost there. One
Target
final
destroyed.
push.
Nice job, Primos.
Esrod already 600 caps and 4 cap. This is pretty much over.
Left leg critical damage. Right leg critical damage.
This is a back shot. He doesn't realize the assaults are up there.
Yeah, the flea's lagged, and I think that it's over.
Not that it matters, but yeah.
Yeah.
We have Gamma.
Yeah,
So
even
last
though
match-
Esrod won the drop, it's up to the refs to decide the outcome of this drop.
Yep.
I should say. And yeah, but it's good that they played the match.
Yeah, it's
And,
always good to play the match out just in case, but they did say that they were locked. They were locked over tonnage, and then they did
We've gathered enough
unready
resources.
and changed
This
their
triumph
mechs.
will
So
provide us huge tactical benefits.
that's a GG's there.
Mhm.
My rules. Post up the post lobby stats. Gotta refresh it. There it goes. Well, GG's then. Thanks for joining me, Navin. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Absolutely.
GG's.
GG's.